So another name I'll throw out there for all the NFL fans, Lions fans, I was telling my dad, is Chandler Rivers, the corner out of Duke. He's a guy who I was talking to my dad, 7 career interceptions. And when you look, like, he made credit Mel Kiper, he made players that Mel Kiper loved. This guy, I actually watched his tape in the summer, primarily the 24 season when he had 3 interceptions, because he had an interception his freshman year, sophomore year, freshman year in 22, sophomore year in 23, and then 3 interceptions in 24, and then 2 this past year. You look at Chandler Rivers, the way he reads plays in zone, can read the quarterback in zone, can come up, will tackle, can really, accelerate and make tackles in the backfield, can flip his hips well flips his hips well in zone turns, can mirror receivers. There's all the ingredients to be a great player in for Chandler Rivers. I guess my question, I just don't know what the knock is. I would say, just based off of watching him, and I was thinking this in my head, I don't know what his 40 time is. I think he does maybe lack a little bit of the top end speed. Kind of reminds me of like Trent McDuffie. Like, he's probably, I guess I can look it up, but I would guess he's probably a 4.4 guy. I should say this. I don't know what he runs 40 time. He plays to like a 4.4. Like, I bet he's probably like a 4.43 guy, maybe 4.45, 4.46, which is perfectly fine. But obviously, when you're looking for a guy to develop into a elite corner, you want to see a number like 4.39, 4.38 or lower, which I know that's obviously really fast. But when you want to be a top end corner in the NFL, you prefer that top end speed, 4.39, 4.38 or higher. But I mean, Chandler Rivers, this is how you find hidden gems in the draft, because he's a guy who, you watch his tape or you watch his highlights. It's been a while. I mean, it's been since the summer since I dove into his tape. You watch his highlights and you're like, yeah, I mean, what am I really missing with this guy? Oh, well, he's a little bit shorter, maybe not super top. That's how I've found guys that were hidden gems. I went back and watched, like, for example, I'm trying to think of one guy in particular. L'Jarius Sneed comes to mind, but when you look at guys that were like late round steals, I could throw out Trent McDuffie, because I think, did McDuffie slip to the second round? I keep throwing out Trent McDuffie because, like, if you look at like kind of the knock on some guys that ended up being like late round gems, late round steals, a lot of the time they had all the ingredients to be a good player, great player. There was just like a few subtle knocks. Like Clay Matthews, for example. Clay Matthews, a lot of people talk like Clay Matthews had all the ingredients, like at USC, to be a great player, but people are like, well, is he a linebacker? He's an edge rusher. Now, was that the exact conversation? That's what I heard, I think, from someone. That was, one time I heard was from someone. But yeah, and then who was another guy? The corner for Carolina. Why does the guy's name escape me? He was a guy who didn't test well as far as 40 time. Well, like Mike Evans. I know Mike Evans is the best example, because I still think he went first round. But yeah, that was kind of, I remember Chris Sims. His words really resonated with me as far as Trent McDuffie, because Trent McDuffie ran a 4.440. And Trent McDuffie, I watched Trent McDuffie play in person when they played Michigan out of conference. Now it's a conference game, Michigan-Washington 21, and I was like, that's a really good football player. I didn't say that, like, I didn't say he was going to be, a top 2-3 corner in the NFL, but that's a really good football player. Some guys, like, you watch in person, you're like, that's probably an NFL guy. Like, I was at the Michigan-Colorado game years ago. Colorado had who was that defensive back? He played for the Cowboys, and I'm like, that's an NFL defensive back. Some guys you just watch, especially in person, you're like, that's an NFL guy. But yeah, Chris Sims' words resonated with me with Trent McDuffie when he ran a 4.440. Like, that was the only knock, was just top end speed. Like, that could be the only knock. I guess 2 subtle knocks against Chandler Rivers are his 40 time and his 40 time, and then like his height. I think he was like 5'10". D'Angelo Pons is another guy in this draft too, and I think height's hurting him a little bit too. Pons kind of like Chandler Rivers. There's a lot of things to like about his game, and he was an impact. Because he's also a corner. But yeah, Chandler Rivers. This is, I guess, a video for all NFL teams. Lions could use a corner. Whoever could use a corner. Keep an eye on Chandler Rivers, a corner out of Duke. look at his stats, look at his highlights. You don't even have to dive deep into his tape to find certainly things to like about Chandler Rivers. But yeah, shout out Mel Kiper. He was he reminded me, Chandler Rivers was a guy that I really liked in the summer and had another really nice season. And I guess I'll add this: Manny Diaz said a lot of nice things too about him too. The defense. I don't know if he was the defensive coordinator this year at Duke, but he had been the defensive coordinator at Duke. Said a lot of good things about Chandler Rivers. Um, so yeah, keep an eye on Chandler Rivers. He was number 0 for Duke. So if you don't, yeah, if you're trying to like, if you're watching a Duke game, but yeah, you can just pull up. There's several highlights on YouTube for a hit like his 2025 tape, and there's several for his career tape. So yeah, keep an eye on Chandler Rivers in this draft. Really good football player. And if you're looking for a guy, like if you're looking for a guy that could be a hidden gem, not only that you're not just looking for a guy that could be a solid starter for your NFL team, but a guy that's could be a hidden gem. A guy that I'm talking, could go third, fourth round or later. I doubt he makes it past the third round. He's a guy to me, like if I had to guess, I don't think he makes it past the middle of the second round. But if he does make it to the third, fourth round or later, that's an absolute steal. And, a guy, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap with that. Yeah, keep an eye on Chandler Rivers for the Duke Blue Devils, cornerback.